Ah, mm, I don't know. I I really don't know what to say and how to say this. Okay. Um, I got this update on Brute India. Okay. This YouTube shorts. And first, they are showing all these people, protesting. They're walking and they're shouting Jai Shri Ram. Okay. So I was like, okay, what's going on? And then it seems that this has become a communal violence. When you're talking of communal violence in India, it's always Hindus versus Muslims, which is not a good thing. And then this presenter from Brute was talking about this man. This man here is a 73-year-old man. 73. Let that sink in, okay? 73-year-old. It's not grandfather, it is like great grandfather. It is like to the point where, some of us don't even know if we are going to live beyond 60. So this guy is 73. He's so old. Like, if you see a 73, you'll say you treat them with respect, reverence, because you think they have gone through life. They are, you know, filled with wisdom, with the other people you go to for blessings. So, what did this Muslim gentleman do? Obviously, he's Muslim. And then it says here 12-year-old girl was raped. Wow. 12-year-old. Let that sink in. 12-year-old is a child. This man is 73-year-old. Okay? 73. The incident happened when? 12th April, when the class 7 student was on her way from the local market, according to the FIR filed by the young girl's father. The accused is Mohammed Usman. This man. I don't know whether I'm, you know, having the anger, the hatred, I mean, what's, how can, uh, how can you be like this, man? Like, how, okay, if you were, drunk, piss drunk, totally drunk, or you are under some drug or something and you are violent, and you're talking of a 73-year-old man. That also, most of the people by the time they're 40 or 50, they even have complaints about, okay, I don't feel anything sexually important or whatever. And this man is 73. Okay, that's one. Second one is he was not drunk, he didn't take drugs, he was in his senses, and he is so, he can, you have to be so disgusting. You have to be such a dirty, perverted human being that at 73 you target a child. He lured her by offering her 200 rupees. And then on the ride back to the market, it seems the FIR stated that Usman, that this man, this Indian Muslim, he raped her at knife point. I mean, what I really can't understand what goes through your mind when you're doing that. I mean, sexually, that those feelings, those urges take over your mind so much. Okay, if you're a 20-year-old and you get, you can't control your feelings and your urges, I can understand it. 20-year-old, you're a young man. Okay, 30-year-old also, I can still understand. But then to want to sexually rape a woman, you have to really be that desperate, that evil, that sinister. that you stop being a human being. And now you're talking of a grandfather who's targeting children. And then, this is the problem. Why do you think Muslims, have such a bad reputation? Why do you think people keep bringing up, the Prophet Muhammad and 50-year-old and Aisha? Why? Why do you think? Because this is not acceptable. This is seriously not acceptable. And then when you have an individual doing something like this who's 73, well, they piggyback on all that all those that feeling, that deep down hatred which was kept there. And now after the news spread, it seems that all these Indian Hindus came out against the hatred. I'm sure there were some Muslims also. They arrested Usman, and the 12-year-old underwent medical examination. Heavy security was deployed. Yeah, because now you're going to get all the Indian Hindus, with all these, whether it's real or whether it's fake, that love jihad, that targeting of Indian Hindu women, Indian Hindu children. Now you have just given them fuel, ammunition, even more reason to justify what these individuals or these extremists always wanted. As it is, Indian Muslims are having a tough time in India, very tough time. Now you have this. Then, how can you blame anyone? How can you say, oh, you are being biased towards, oh, you are anti-Muslim, or you have Islamophobia? Look, just tell me. You can identify as Muslim. And then what do they say? Heavy security was deployed and the accused house was barricaded. They'll burn it alive, man. You just need a reason for them to get angry, and they're going to unite, and they're going to. I don't know how far they can succeed stopping a mob. And the Nainital Municipal Council also issued a notice to Usman regarding the illegal encroachment. They'll destroy his house, that is for sure. Nobody would want that house to be standing there. In fact, any relatives of that man, I would suspect they would not want to stay anywhere near. They would leave that city. Crimes against women in Uttarakhand rose by 26% in 2013. Nearly 900 rapes. And remember, this is only the rapes that have been reported. There are quite a number of cases which people don't report because they're afraid, they're scared, they're ashamed of what society or public would say. And 780 kidnappings. The state also reported the highest number of cases of rape among 9 Himalayan states. According to NCRB, child rape cases in India, including all forms of penetrative assaults, registered a rise of 96%. Wow. Yeah, why they call it penetrative assault is because, as per Indian courts, you must enter the female to call it rape. So, and I honestly don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. And then when you have, see, this is the problem. Then when you have people hating a particular religion or a community, or, and especially when your prophet is a guy who's in his 50s, who 54 or 55, who consummated a marriage with a girl who was 6-year-old or 9-year-old. And then you have Dr. Zakir Naik, that goat, not greatest of all time. He looks like a goat and he talks like a goat. He says, yeah, it is okay. A girl gets a period, so yeah. You should consummate. others they get temptations, all that garbage which they spew. How do you expect people to look at you differently, man? I am just so fed up. One is, as it is in India, you have women who are going through this. Then you have another problem where women fake rape claims. I'm not saying this one is, but there are some subset of women. And then you have men who, complain, we are victims. And then on top of that, you have this. This. Now, what do you do, man? And as it is, India has such a bad reputation. Indians have such a bad reputation where women are concerned. During a holy festival, they will, on the guise of putting colors, they will start touching females, caressing them. And then you have this. I just don't know what to say. There is enough and more. There's enough and more problems that Muslims are already facing in India. And then now, what? Tell me, what can you say? What can you say to justify that? Oh, this is Islamophobia, and like that argument that they always have. No, all terrorists, all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists belong to which religion? I mean, there's an element of truth in it, right? Who's blowing themselves up? And then, what can you say, man? How can you justify? How can you speak against? You have to put your head down in shame, man. And as it is now, you have that Pakistan and India issue and the hatred towards Muslims. And now you'll have this 73-year-old. I really, truly, sincerely hope they have the most painful, sinister, horrible punishment for this man. The most. He should not die. He should be made to live and experience hell. Hell. They should keep him alive. Hell on this planet. And you have to be a certain twisted, dirty-minded, evil person, to target a child. That's all I can say. Just shame, man. Shame. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I honestly, I don't know what else to say. Anyway, post your comments down below.